In the near future, a weary Logan cares for an ailing Professor X in a hideout on the Mexican border. But Logan's attempts to hide from the world and his legacy are upended when a young mutant arrives, being pursued by dark forces. Logan stars Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart, Daphne Keane, Boyd Holbrook, and Stephen Merchant. It is rated R for strong brutal violence and language throughout, and for brief nudity. You guys have all seen the trailers, so you know the basic premise of the story. I'm not going to get into it here because the trailer from last year that used Johnny Cash's cover version of the Nine Inch Nails song Hurt really set the tone and gives you pretty much all you need to know. And if you need more, there's the second trailer, which gives a little bit more insight into the story. Hugh Jackman was phenomenal as Logan. He's played this character now for like 17 years, almost 2 decades, and he's always great, even in that stupid X-Men Origins Wolverine story. But this is a much darker, grittier, beaten down, weathered, really kind of tortured portrayal than what we've seen before, and I loved it. The young girl, Daphne Keane, who plays Laura, or X-23, or whatever she's called, wow, was she impressive in her performance. And if she sticks with acting, I bet we will see a lot of great things from her. She doesn't speak much at all, but she still conveys so much intensity and emotion and everything in her eyes and in her body language. And man, can she fight. You do not want to pick a fight with this girl or piss her off in any way, or she will just murder you with that scowl and just this intense seriously, she was absolutely phenomenal in this. And to get a performance like this from such a young actress in her first film role, she was in the series The Refugees, but this is her first movie role, and to turn in that kind of performance, holy cow. Well done, Daphne, that was amazing. Patrick Stewart portrays a very old, very sick Charles Xavier, or Professor X, and it was really kind of sad to see an actor and a character that we've grown to love over the course of 8 movies and 17 years portrayed that way. I'm not gonna lie, it really hit me emotionally. The action is brutal, but awesome. Right from the very beginning, it's like, oh, yeah, this movie's rated R for a reason. Logan is slicing and dicing people left and right, and it is great to see. But the violence wasn't violent just for the sake of being violent, or being another R-rated comic book movie trying to capitalize on the success of Deadpool last year. It really felt organic and serves the story. Yeah, there's a few moments where it feels over the top, but you really understand the characters and what they've been through. And so it's kind of understandable that they just want to kick some ass and be done with it all. And really, calling this a comic book movie is almost an insult to the film, because it does not feel like a comic book movie at all. Sure, there are comic book elements, and it concerns comic book characters, but really it almost felt more like a small independent western. It's really more of a deep, complex character study in a way. If you go into this movie expecting another comic book movie, like X-Men Apocalypse or Days of Future Past or whatever, you might leave disappointed because it's not like that at all. It is about as polar opposite as X-Men Days of Future Past or Apocalypse and this movie. At the extreme ends of the spectrum there, while still taking place in the X-Men universe. It is still fantastic though, and holy cow. This movie had a $127 million budget, but it feels like a low to mid-budget film, with the exception of some of the action sequences where it kind of reminds you, okay, yeah, this is still an X-Men Wolverine movie, but it is so unlike anything that Marvel's been doing, or what DC is trying to do, or even what the previous X-Men and Wolverine movies have done. It really is its own thing. It helps if you're a little bit familiar with the characters of Wolverine and Professor X, but I don't think that you need to be. This movie is almost like a standalone in that sense. It's pretty much a self-contained story, and you don't really need a whole lot of background or understanding of the characters to understand and enjoy this film. And I need to talk about the score too. Normally I'm not big into to the musical score, as long as it does its job, that's cool. It doesn't really stand out to me. Here, though, it really added another element to the story and complemented the film so wonderfully. I thought it was really well done. Overall, I really, really liked this movie. I thought it was awesome. And granted, we're barely into March, but this is easily, the best film that I've seen this year. And I gotta be honest, if this film does not wind up somewhere in my top 10 list, if we get 9 or 10 other films that are better than this, then holy cow, 2017 is going to be one hell of a year at the movies. I'm going to give Logan a 4.5 out of 5. I'm hesitant to give it a full 5 out of 5, but I'm not really sure why, because I can't think of any flaws or anything that I really had an issue with, so maybe I should give it a 5. I don't know. I think I'm going to stick with a 4.5 for now, and if I ever go back and revisit the X-Men franchise and review all the movies again, maybe I'll bump it up. But guys, don't let that half star detract you in any way. This is a phenomenal film. It is incredible, and like I said, it will definitely end up somewhere in my top 10 list of 2017. I can almost guarantee it. Logan is a fantastic movie. Definitely go out and see it this weekend. It's worth the price of admission, and Logan is definitely a day one buy on Blu-ray. Also, there's no post-credits scene or anything at the end, but there is a little something special before the beginning of the movie that you definitely want to see. And I'm not going to spoil it here for you guys, but just make sure that you're in your seat before the movie starts so you don't miss it. So have you guys seen Logan yet? If so, what did you think? What is your favorite X-Men movie? Let me know by leaving a comment down below. Thank you so much as always for watching, and until next time, I will see you at the movies. Bye bye.